Splash FM 105.5.
When the clock ticks at 6:30, you know it's time for the morning scoop from the National Daily.
Tune in, listen, form opinions, be an active citizen, and stay abreast of happenings in Nigeria and beyond. But never forget where you heard it first. Straight from the dailies on Splash 105.5 FM.
To you, good morning and welcome to Splash 105.5 FM. Today's Thursday, 13th day of April 2023. It's 6:32. We're delighted to be welcoming you to another day of broadcasting on the Integrity Dial. Hoping, of course, that you had a good night and you're off to, well, what I like to think is a productive start to your day. My name is Jerome. We start straight from the dailies. It's a morning splash, divided into two parts. Straight from the dailies, of course, is the first part. Basically, a look at the newspapers, right? Today we have the Vanguard, Daily Trust, Punch, and the Sun newspaper, hopefully. This should last from now till around 7:15, I hope. 7:10, actually, not 7:15. We'll see what we'll do with the time, right? And then at 8 o'clock, we will shift focus, zero in on Beyond the Surface. Today, I'd like for us to look at the recent updates with regards to the presidential election petitions and the strategy that the different political parties are adopting to put their cases across. We know that the major parties, Labour Party, APC, the PDP, are all at the tribunal and they have their cases crafted in different ways. There have been some updates as regards to that. So we'll be taking a look at what those cases are putting forward in order to, for those who are wanting to make themselves the winners of the election and those who want to retain the win that they had during the election, how they're going about it. It's been an interesting array of legal strategy. And I use interesting, the word interesting intentionally. Hopefully when we talk about that at 8 o'clock, you will see why I say so. And this is just starting, of course, but we'll see how it plays out. These political parties seem to be very determined to win at the tribunal. We'll see whether their strategies will take them there. That's what 8 o'clock will be like. For now, though, let's take a look at the headlines. I've got Jumoke with me, Madam Jumoke with me. I've forgotten how she told me to address her, but I'm sure she knows what I mean. It's glad to have you here this morning.
Good morning, Charity. Good morning, Nigeria.
So did you say to address you as Madam Jumoke or?
Just Jumoke. I'm okay with Jumoke as...
No, I remember we had that conversation and then you were like...
I'm very okay
so
with
Jumoke is fine. Because it felt like I was being disrespectful when I said it. It slapped in my mouth.
No disrespect
okay.
at all. It's just...
Great. Nice to have you here. Let's start with the Vanguard newspaper then. Okay, I actually meant the Daily Trust newspaper. If you've been following the news, at least between yesterday and this morning, you would almost certainly have seen the story about the 7-story building collapse in Lagos. I'd like for us to start there. This is not something, not familiar to the news, especially happening from Lagos. This is a much recent experience, and the Daily Trust says that a 7-story building under construction on Banana Island in Lagos has collapsed, trapping several workers. Daily Trust learned that emergency responders have been mobilized to the scene of the building. The Lagos territorial head of the National Emergency Management Agency confirmed the incident in a brief update on Wednesday evening. He says a report of a 3-story building under construction was just received at Banana Island. Workers trapped were mobilizing to respond. Now, giving an update on the building collapse, Deputy Director, Public Affairs Ministry of Physical Planning and Urban Development, Makaila Sanusi, said an unapproved 7-floor building under construction collapsed. He said few who sustained injuries are being treated. There is no fatality yet, but it is unfortunate that this has happened while casting was being done, right? So there are some positive sides to the story. 7-story building crumbled, and as at yet, no casualties. Those who got injuries are being treated. I don't know about you, Jumoke, but I saw a video of that incident. I don't know if you saw that video too. There were actually people on the topmost floor of the building at the time it was crumbling, and you could see them crumble with the building just as it happened. And I had my heart in my mouth when I was watching. I was like, oh my God. Of course, it goes without saying that this is not the first, second, third, or even 10th case of a building collapse that we're having in Lagos.
Good morning once again. I mean, starting off on a very sad note of how much of when we sort of decline in value, we decline in almost every other facet of life. For all the safety institutes, both government, public, private, and individual level safety, we still remain at just the poorest state of it. For sake of whatever we might call it, even within our African countries surrounding us here, the level of attention, the level of standard operating procedures that countries set up and put in place for safety and security measures, I think we have abandoned everything to politicking, to taking everything in life with levity. And it's quite unfortunate. The way it claims lives, properties, future, the way it claims just absolutely everything. And it's more systemic. It's not just an individual anymore. It's not.
So usually people will blame the government because the government usually is the one who gives permits or monitors when buildings are being constructed and that standards are followed, right? Oftentimes we've seen Lagos State government or an arm of the government or maybe an institution of government come out after an event like this to say the building in question did not have the requisite, permit to even be building that. And that's the situation here. They say this building was unapproved. So how is it possible that we wait? We see unapproved buildings everywhere and we wait for a tragedy. When the tragedy happens, then we start looking for who to blame. How do you think we should go about ensuring, right, that only people who get the permits are building, and even when they build, that they keep to the standards that they're supposed to be building to?
The very basic for me is government is never one person. And that's why probably people fought and chose democracy. When they say government is you and I. Government is a system that people, every individual keys into and agrees that this is how things are run in this country. If you go to a country like the US and you're looking for how to sort of migrate into the US or just get permanent residency in an illegal manner, almost every American is going to reject you. same for Europe. Almost every European is going to reject you. They won't sabotage their country. Our patriotism is in doubt. Our allegiance, our ownership of the entirety of our nation building, even ourselves, we deny ourselves, because how could you, as a person, say, oh, it's because I want a job, it's because I want to work, that you get to a building, you know the standards that are supposed to be upheld, they are not being upheld, endanger your life, and still be looking at government.
There will always be greedy people everywhere. Shouldn't government be able to put its feet down and ensure that people who want to gain and make money at the cost of people's lives don't... I mean, I get your argument that we all are government. We have a part to play. But government holds us accountable. That's why we voted people into power, so that they go there and make sure that things work for the rest of us, because all of us can't do it at the same time.
The kind of apathy we have as Nigerians, people are desperate to the point where if government closed down that place, except they put security there, you will see people who will accept money to work overnight and not work during the day, when government staff will be there. Our government would almost become brutal, and they need to get to that point now where they are like, this is giving us image issues. And within their files and rank there, they are still individuals. Weeding them out, prosecution is very important. Let us see how many people are being brought to book.
Okay.
Very important.
Interesting. Let me know what you think about this Uptint event of a building collapse. It happened just yesterday evening in Lagos. We hear 7 stories. I don't know if you've seen that video. If you saw the video of the collapse, tell me what you thought watching it and seeing those people go down. I mean, it's a miracle that the report right now is saying there are no casualties, because I thought for certain that there would be casualties, but so far official reports say no casualties reported, just a few people who were injured, and those are already getting treatment. So let me know what you think. We're live on Facebook, right? Splash FM 105.5. On this story and on all the other stories that we're going to talk about, drop your thoughts and comments, and we'll be taking them as we proceed. Still from the Daily Trust, here's an interesting one. Anti-Dati comment, why I opposed Soyinka, and this is Chimamanda Adichie. Everybody knows Chimamanda Adichie, author extraordinaire. So she says, the Daily Trust says literary guru Chimamanda Adichie has reacted to labeling of supporters of Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi as fascists by Nobel laureate Professor Wole Soyinka. Soyinka had, in an interview with Channels Television, accused Obi supporters, referred to as obedience, of fascism over their refusal to entertain criticism, tagging it as their badge of honor. Now, for those who may not understand what fascism means, it simply is... Let me look for a simple definition. This first one doesn't seem to be given. All right, so fascism is a governmental system led by a dictator having complete power, forcibly suppressing opposition and criticism, right? So someone who's fascist, or people who are fascist, are not open to other people's opinion. It is their way or the highway, if you get what I mean. And Wole Soyinka described Peter Obi followers as fascists, people who cannot entertain the opinions of other people. They are stuck on their ways. They think it is, the obedience way or nothing at all. Now, in an interview, Chimamanda says let me read it the way that the Daily Trust has reported it. While reacting to Soyinka's comments, the Half of a Yellow Sun writer said she strongly disagreed with Soyinka, saying that the word is a very strong word which doesn't describe the obedience. Adichie said the word should instead be used for the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, rather than Dati and the obedience. So here's a part of what she said. I have a lot of love and respect for Professor Soyinka, but I disagree very strongly with him on this issue. Fascists is a very strong word, and I don't see any reason why Dr. Dati's interview was termed that way. Fascists can be used for INEC because many Nigerians feel cheated and gagged with all the violence that occurred during the elections. That is fascists, she said. Manjum, okay, quick comments before we go on a break.
For me, I mean, I like the counter. It was very very apt in terms of stating your opinion without any disrespect to anyone.
Perhaps I should start by complete your thought.
Which is a detour from what we've seen the Labour Party movement, which they call obedient movement, do. I have been of the opinion that the Labour Party movement needs more effort to actually make sure they win at court, and if they don't win at court, sustain the momentum of the party as against countering people, because at this moment there's more energy, there's a whole lot of support base that needs to take the party from just all the comments and regional and hot.
So here's a question.
Advancement.
Okay. Are you on Twitter?
Yes, I am.
You're on Facebook, I know certainly. They say Facebook is for old people like us. There's more people on Facebook. So you're on Facebook and you're on Twitter?
Yes.
Did you follow the comments during the electioneering period, Obedience, especially on Twitter, were accused of being very unwelcoming of the opinions of other people? Like they would go down to insult and intimidation against anybody that didn't support their support for Peter Obi. Did you notice that personally?
Very well.
So you think that happened? Obedience were so unwelcoming of comments from other supporters of the APC, the PDP, and sometimes it would boil down to insults and intimidation and complete disregard of the process. How would you characterize that? Do you think? How would you
generally,
characterize
as Nigerians, we've been less tolerant, less respectful of each other since after the elections. We have not learned our lessons of where your right stops, another person's right begins. And the moment we begin to learn that, I think all of us can advance.
That's exactly what Obedience have been accused of, not recognizing that other people who do not obey or support Obi have the right not to. And that I feel like that was the basis for Soyinka's comments as regards describing them that way.
Like I said, Chimamanda's counter is apt. She has a right to her opinion. Soyinka has a right to his opinion. People can't disrespectfully agree with each other. Agree with each other. And for me, as far as I'm concerned, I like when academics are doing very good tackle because you learn, you take away from it. Fascism can't be on both ends of the party. We all should watch out that we don't become fascist in whatever we are doing. Learn to sort of put arguments on the table. Let whatever is that has more content that can advance humanity take its course. But we are at a place where we think it is a do or die affair. On both sides of the divide, if you go and do an analysis of polls at the moment, there are people who are gloating. Gloating was mostly on another side, and now there are people who are not just, there are people who are hurting and almost still intolerant of other people's opinion. We need to watch out for all of these vices and begin to pick up the real things that can advance the polity.
Well, if you've just joined us, this is straight from the Daily on Splash 105.5. I've got Jumoke here. My name is Charity, and we're just talking about the headline about Chimamanda Adichie disagreeing with Professor Wole Soyinka, who described Obedience as fascist. Chimamanda believes that instead of describing the Obedient movement as fascist, INEC and the way it handled the elections rather is fascist. We're live on Facebook. Let us know your comments. We're off on a commercial break. When we come back, we'll quickly run through headlines from the other newspapers and open the phone lines for your reaction. Please stay with us.
Splash FM 105.5.
Latest cool easy life business and service technology app. We don't bring comfort for people. Na Botinga app, your multi-service platform where you fit order sharp for any service provider, market or anything where you need online. Just download Botinga app. Come begin the order for any professional service and when you want. You fit order for taxi ride or any services like fashion designer, hairdresser, mechanic, barber, painter, photographer, dry cleaner, carpenter, makeup artist, plus others them on top Botinga app. And you will be service provider. You fit register your service and take and connect to more customers for better sales enjoyment. You fit render your service with your own private motorcar as driver. To the make extra money, just download Botinga provider on top Google Play Store and Apple Store today. Make people begin the order for your services anytime from anywhere. With Botinga, everything done dey easy. No be for mouth. This one na easy life. For more tori, visit www.botinga.com or we office wey dey for former MTN office opposite Methodist Church, Bodija, Ibadan, Tulun 0810-934-6512. Botinga app, service and business comforts.
Ìfẹ́ mi, ẹni lọ́jọ́ ìfúnnilábẹ́rẹ́ wa. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, pẹ̀lú abẹ́rẹ́ aládàágún fún ìdáàbòbò ara ẹni yìí, a lè ṣeré ìfẹ́ fóṣù mẹ́ta láìsí fòyòyún àìròtẹ́lẹ̀.
Bí báwo?
Máa fa ẹran itan mi, máa sì ga abẹ́rẹ́ yìí sórí itan tí mo fà. Káde máa gbádùn ara wa lọ fóṣù mẹ́ta nìyẹn.
Abẹ́rẹ́ kẹ̀, ṣé yẹn wà nínú ẹ̀?
Kò séwu ìfẹ́ mi. Abẹ́rẹ́ tíntínní ni bí eléyìí.
Àkíkà, ó ti gun kódà ó mìíràn rárá.
Ṣé bí mo sọ fún ẹ?
Bó o bá fẹ́ lábẹ́rẹ́ aládàágún fúngbà àkọ́kọ́ lọ́dọ̀ ṣiṣẹ́ ìlera fúngbà ní níyànjú. Fàlàyé nípa àwọn ọ̀nà mìíràn láti bọ́ lọ́wọ́ oyún àìròtẹ́lẹ̀. Tẹ ẹ̀rìn èjì ọ̀kan lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́ lórí Airtel. Kó o dẹ̀ tẹ ọgbọ̀n tàbí kó o lọ sórí ẹ̀rọ ayélujára discoveryourpower.org. Ìpolówó yìí wá látọwọ́ àwọn ẹgbẹ́ tó ń bójútó ìlera ẹbí Society for Family Health pẹ̀lú iléeṣẹ́ ìjọba àpapọ̀ tó ń bójútó ètò ìlera.
Ní òru ọ̀gànjọ́, ó ń gba ìpè kan tó ṣe pàtàkì gan-an. Lójijì ló bá gbọ́.
You have 1 minute remaining.
Tó bá yára ń tú pọ́ọ̀sì rẹ̀. Ló bá rí kọ́bọ̀ ń bẹ̀. Ìbá ṣe pé o lè fowó sórí ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ rẹ. Kódà láì mówó lọ́wọ́, kó o tún gbẹ̀bùn rìchaàjì. Àkókò ìpè tó ní òtó nǹkan máa bí má mi kàn. Ṣáàtì dáńlóòdù My MTN NG app láti fi àkókò ìpè sórí ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ rẹ. Tàbí kí o tẹ *904# láti ra àkókò ìpè pẹ̀lú owó inú àkáǹtì ilé ìfowópamọ́ rẹ nígbàkúgbà. Kó o sì fi ẹ̀bùn ìdámọ̀ ìdógún owó tó bá rà sórí ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ rẹ ṣe fàjẹ́. Bó ti rí gan-an ó rọrùn gbà. MTN kí ni ká gbé ṣe lónìí?
Oriflame Cynthia! That's me! Oriflame Cynthia! I thought you jackpot.
Me? Unless you meant jackpot to go and place my 100 BP Oriflame order for this month. Abi, who no one grab brand new ride?
Brand new ride?
Yes! The Oriflame Grab Your Ride promo is here! And this is great news for everyone. Join Oriflame and buy products worth at least 100 BP monthly for 3 months from April 1st to June 30th. Then you stand the chance to win a brand new Hyundai Creta SUV! Oh, and that's not all. There's a whopping 100 million naira worth of major and guaranteed prizes to be won. In case you were wondering, 100 BP is simply 35,000 naira and you can buy to use or sell at good profits. So join Oriflame today to participate. Draw date is July 8, 2023. The more you buy, the more raffle tickets you get and the more prizes you win.
Wait for me. Let's jackpot to Oriflame together.
See Oriflame Instagram and the website for details. Terms and conditions apply. This promo is approved by all promo regulatory authorities. Oriflame, changing lives.
Golden Penny Semovita is made from premium wheat and fortified with vitamins and minerals to give you an enjoyable sahur and iftar every day in Ramadan. Ramadan Kareem from Golden Penny Semovita.
For this Naija wey we dey so, say you no hold cash no mean say wahala dey o. You wan send money to Male for Villa, just use Momo. You wan buy recharge card or data plus jollificate 15% bonus when you recharge, just use Momo. You wan pay for market wey you buy, just use Momo. You fit use Momo run plenty things without cash. As long as you get Momo account, no cash, no wahala. And e dey easy to open o. Just dial *671# to open Momo account o. Set your PIN, transfer money from your bank account or inside your Momo account to make you fit dey pay for anything, send and receive money sharp because life dey simple with Momo. You go jollificate 15% bonus anytime you recharge with Momo.
Easter is here again. Yes. Get whooping discounts when you buy furniture products worth 500,000 naira and above from LifeMate.
Oh my God.
The more you buy, the more discounts you get. Plus, you stand a chance to get amazing gifts. This offer lasts from April 8th to April 30th. Visit any of our showrooms or call 081 2000 6000 for more inquiries. Terms and conditions apply. LifeMate, your life mate forever.
ẹ̀yin ọmọ yìí ó máa dá àkàrà nǹkan díẹ̀ sílẹ̀ fún Ramadan yìí. ó yá kí ni kára.
èso. ewébẹ̀ ẹ má gbàgbé ìṣara lóore àwọn màmá o 3 crowns milk.
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni agolo mílìkì 3 crowns mẹ́ta.
rárá o 6.
ó dáa torí kó jẹ́ màmá ara agolo mílìkì 3 crowns mẹ́jọ.
ìṣúra aláìlẹ́gbẹ́ làwọn màmá torí náà fẹ̀mí ìmoore hàn sí màmá pẹ̀lú 3 crowns milk lákòókò Ramadan yìí.
3 crowns milk ìlera àwọn màmá ayọ̀ ẹbí.
My people, abeg, make una hear correct talk when I wan tell you. No be everybody when they do microfinance be Lapo Microfinance Bank o. E good make we sabi the correct thing. Plenty people dey tell people say dem be Lapo, but dem no be Lapo. Abeg, make una shine una eyes well well, make you no fall for the wrong hands. Lapo Microfinance Bank no go ask you for money to take open account or to take do business with us. Na free na. If you no dey sure, abeg call Lapo Microfinance Bank sharparly for 081-3984-0230 or go any of our branch with our correct logo when they near you. Remember say no be everybody when they do microfinance be Lapo Microfinance Bank. Lapo Microfinance Bank don dey since for over 30 years. They help papa, mama and pikin them for loans, savings, insurance and other ogbonge products. My people, Lapo Microfinance Bank dey grand gidigba to serve you better. Lapo Microfinance Bank, improving lives.
Una well done,
Madam Naija, we miss you.
Madam Naija, is it true you contracted coronavirus disease? Yes, but I thank God I am well now. I just got back from the health center where I collected my first dose of the COVID-19 vaccine.
And you were one of those who declined when the health workers came to the market with the COVID vaccine.
I am now a changed person. I have even marked the date I will go and collect my next dose.
It is the time to go to the health center. I am always busy in the market and with the baby.
Nkiru, only a healthy person treats. And I was told in the hospital that it is really important that pregnant women and breastfeeding mothers like you take the vaccine. The COVID vaccine will protect you and your baby from the virus. The doctor says it is safe for everyone.
You're right. I will try and go to the health facility to get mine tomorrow before coming to the shop. Let me also follow Huno Road.
To get maximum protection from COVID-19, you must be up to date with your vaccines as recommended. The vaccines are safe and effective at helping the body develop immunity against the disease. Follow Huno Road.
Splash FM 105.5.
Thank you very much for staying with Splash 105.5 FM. It's 2 minutes to 7 a.m. You're listening to Straight from the Dailies. My name is Charity Jerome. I've got Jumoke with me as my analyst this morning. And we've been taking a look at some of the headlines off of the papers this morning. Now it's time to go to the Sun newspaper quickly. Let's read some of the headlines from this. 25% FCT votes not needed to win presidency. INEC speaking. This is going to be a part of what we'll be looking at 8 o'clock. So I'm not going to, give details now on that. Let's save that for our conversation at 8. However, here's this. Obi raises alarm over impersonation, framing plots in the UK. The Sun newspaper is reporting that presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Mr. Peter Obi, has raised the alarm over plots to impersonate and frame him in the United States. The former Anambra State governor, who recently returned to the country from London, where he celebrated Easter, said he was harassed by immigration officials in the country and detained over impersonation. He said he was saved by the spontaneous reaction of Nigerians at Heathrow Airport in London. The statement by Obidati media team yesterday said the immigration officials who questioned the LP presidential candidate were forced by Nigerians at the airports to reveal he was held for a duplication offense. The team claimed someone had been impersonating Obi in London and that given the fact that the imposter was still at large, the former Anambra State governor could be implicated in a number of illegal activities. You have any quick comments on this, Jumoke, before we move?
For me, generally, I just stumbled on something that says there's a difference between playing politics, supporting a politician, and also being an unbiased umpire. Obi, for me, is doing very well on his leading trail. He has continually calmed his this thing. He has said he's following the legal route. I think he and Dati are combining well to sort of.
What do you make of this ploy to impersonate and incriminate him, especially in the UK?
You know, if you say a ploy, they would ask for evidence, and it's very important. I believe somebody like him would be on his route. I've been reading quite a lot of comments about his business closing, was somebody doing this and all of that. I believe by now his lawyers should be on ground, tracking all of this and debunking and refuting some of these allegations. When somebody is going to play politics, you must be all out. Your heads and your hands must be all out. It's good to, of course, sound the alert, but at the same time, don't just sound the alert without facts. Sound the alert, putting the facts on it, and ensuring that things. I believe he should do a lot of work of protection of himself, and it's good to do.
Okay, still staying with the Labour Party, LP crisis. State Chairman Ba Apapa led NWC from entering party's headquarters. That's still on the Sun. There was pandemonium at the Labour Party headquarters yesterday as some state chairmen of the party refused to allow the Lamidi Apapa led National Working Committee gain access into the party's headquarters in Abuja. The internal wrangling within the LP took a turn for the worse last week when action aided by policemen stormed the... I really can't see this. Some parts of the story is shaded, so I can't... Oh my goodness. Well, I'm going to see if I can get the story from another newspaper, because I really am not seeing the full thing, and it's going to impede my reading the story to you. But the headline, LP crisis, State Chairman Ba Apapa led NWC from entering party's headquarters. That's it on the Daily Sun. Now, finally, on the Punch newspaper, before I come to the phone line, CBN Forex ban. Nigerians imported 18 trillion naira cooking oil, meat, others in 7 years. Jumoke. These items are actually on the CBN banned list for Forex. I think that's why it's making headlines on the Punch newspaper, because these things were not supposed to have gotten Forex. According to the story, however, these people sourced for Forex from the parallel market and not from the CBN. But I wonder what you make of importation of cooking oil, meat, things like meat. We're importing meat.
We started out today talking about the role of individuals in governance. It's not enough for government to make policies. On the side of government, when you make policies, you must... That's why there are laws. There must be deterrent. But for those who have gone through what policies are and what laws should be, that they should be derived from the morals of the people. I am one of those who have always thought it out, truly, that if probably we start having Amadioha and Ailala in our justice system, probably our people will behave better. Because there's no saying it at both public service or government levels, because sometimes I lump government itself, now the executive, along with public service. They are part of government, whether they like it or not. And also the private sector or civil society. If we all know that the gods that we really fear are the things that are in our court. So you are director of this, and this is happening with you. You are Mr. So, you are importing this. Both of you at court, they are saying that your Ayelala, your Ogun, and your Amadioha or Egbesu is what is going to function today for you at court. Whether we would start thinking more of our common good and advancement as a nation. Sorry, this morning, because that's the only thing that can advance for us, importing something like meat.
Ibadan, we're importing meat. Please, what is your reaction? According to this headline from the Punch newspaper, well, it's not just meat though, but things like cooking oil and meat gulped 18 trillion naira. And these things are on the Forex ban list, by the way, by the CBN. Anyway, other headlines. Doctors in diaspora petition National Assembly over anti-migration bill. Yes, Daddy, Obi fights back as criticism mounts over leaked audio. Banana Island 7-story building collapses. Lagos alleges structure lacks permit. Ex-Lagos Deputy Governor vows to renounce citizenship before Tinubu inauguration. These are some of the headlines off of the Punch newspaper. 0809-155-1055 and 0706-949-3000. Those are our numbers for this morning. But let's see if I can take a few of your comments before I go on to the phone lines. That's what those calling... okay, Michael Neorich, I'm not sure I understand your message. You said obedience did before and after. Okay, that's what those that are calling themselves obedience did before and after the election, bullying people that were against their principle. Must they rule by force? That's Michael Neorich. Omobasharu says, obedient and obedient people should stop deceiving themselves. Only tribunal, appeal, or Supreme Court can change the decision of INEC on the issue of the election. They should also be careful of any protest that may lead to anarchy in the country. Olowo Tolokwe Temitokwe says, I have mixed feelings about obedience. They bullied opposing views on social media, while both APC and PDP bullied critics physically. Both are condemnable. We all need to tolerate each other. I'm always surprised about Nigerians' behavior in the diaspora. We all love each other without caring about the tribes. I wish we can extend this back home. He says, I love you all. We love you too. Thank you. Taiwo Sunday says, good morning, Chacha and Madam Jumoke. Without gainsaying, if you ever hold a conversation with obedience, you will know who is stating the fact between Nobel laureate and Chimamanda. Olabode Anthony Ajayi says, good morning, Jimmy Square. Most obedience are fascists, as said by Professor Wole Soyinka. I don't want to mention names, but the worst is one of them threatening to bathe me with acid just because I said I am fully batified. Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie's response negates the quality of obedience. She brought her wealth of intelligence and beauty to reply PWS. God bless Chimamanda, he says. Oh, wow, that is a scary comment. I hope you're safe, though, Olabode Anthony Ajayi, because that is a threat to be worried about. Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you, Jimmy.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, Madam Jimmy.
Good morning. Go ahead, Omobasha.
Obedience and obedience. I'm appealing to all Nigerians, especially the youth, to please stay away from any protest that might lead to anarchy in the country. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Okay, nobody said anything about any protests happening anywhere, but okay, thank you. Hello? Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes.
This is Kelly from my partner.
Go ahead, sir.
On the issue of obedience fighting on us, even the parties that are talking that the obedient are rude and do whatever, there should be true confrontation before we can say the argument. Someone must have started it. If you are bad things articulated and you say things against the obedience, what do you expect? So we should not focus on one and leave other. All of them are the same. They are all political, we can call them. But what I will impel everyone is to look at the good side of what the obedient have done, that Nigerians can't be so bold to confront the system. And when we have people that are doing that, I think we should encourage them. In the days of Baba Soyinka, we know what he did. He did more than what the obedient are doing today. Even in the front of the military, he confronted them and faced them squarely. If Nigeria had been like that, all these who will come politicians today, right, will not have been doing what they are doing.
All right, caller. Thank you. Thank you very much for your comments. I've got Eze Udoni who says, Chacha, even if it's approved, engineers are the problems. They eat their own and still eat workers' own. Moment you submit quotation for good work, they will collect the money, then come to you to start fresh negotiation, cut the money to substandard material. You don't have choice. You collect to do a sub job. At the end, house collapse. Okay. Hakeem Olaleko says, good morning, Charity. The building collapsed, especially its incessant occurrence in Lagos State seems to turn this country to an embarrassing one. The authority that is in charge must expand and the system must be restructured outrightly. We can't continue like this, and it portrays us as unserious elements that don't value their lives. All right, let me take my final call or thereabouts. I don't know if I have more time. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, Ms. Domake. Good morning.
Go ahead, please, Charles, quickly.
On the collapse building, I think that has to do with failure of the government. Because a lot of things that are happening in the country, there is no regulation. I know some government officials might have visited the place. Maybe they just give them something and they let it for them to continue the job. The government official will say, well, if the place collapse, they are the one that will die. So government needs to sit up. If it's possible, they should regulate the local government. But if you even look around us, a lot of people have encroached the roads with their building everywhere. So the government should sit up, regulate local government, so that at least there will be sanity in the country. Thank you.
All right, Charles. Thank you very much. I'm seeing more comments on Facebook. I do not think that I have the time to take this, but thank you very much for sending. And Madam Jumoke, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. All right, join us again at 8 o'clock. As I said, we'll be focusing on the legal strategies being adopted by the different political parties as they proceed with their cases at the tribunal, the APC, the PDP, and the Labour Party. What are they saying in their defense? That's the conversation at 8 o'clock. I hope that you join me. For now, a commercial break. Blessing will be here at 7:30 for sports. Good morning, and thanks for listening.
Splash FM 105.5.
So special to us. Golden Morn, so special to us. I can't afford a day without this goodness in a bowl, giving energy to make it stay golden. Golden Morn, so special to us.
Èyíkéyìí ọkọ̀ tó bá ń wà. Ó nílò ààbò tó péye. Máa dágunlá jẹ́ kó jẹ́ mobile. Níbikíbi tó bá wà ló fún ojúlówó. Ó yá sọ pé. Jẹ́ kó jẹ́ mobile. Mobile ní ìṣúlẹ̀ ọjọ́. Jẹ́ kó jẹ́ mobile.
Lọ pẹ̀lú ojúlówó.
Now that you have finished WAEC exams, what's next? Enroll for A-level program at OBMS Cambridge Advanced Level College, Total Garden, Ibadan for Cambridge A-level or JUPEP A-level programs. It is your best option for admission to 200 level in Nigerian universities or admissions to overseas universities. We are known for excellent teaching and outstanding results with seasoned and full-time teachers, affordable fees, moral and spiritual development of students. We have both